The Christmas Chronicles Part 2 is about a girl named Kate and her soon-to-be stepbrother who have to save the North Pole from a mischievous elf. It's filled with terrible logic, a plot that solves nothing, and the worst choice for a Christmas song that they could have made. It starts off at the South Pole with this guy named Belsnickel sadly looking at a picture of Mr. and Mrs. Claus.
You were the first humans I ever trusted.
Oh, I guess this guy is an elf. And this elf brings him a tape of Kate because I guess she's his ticket back to the North Pole or something. Then it cuts to Cancun where Kate is complaining about spending Christmas in a tropical climate. Gee, I wonder where I've heard that before. And they're there because of their mom's new boyfriend, Bob. But Kate's mostly upset because he's not her dad. Remember in the first one that their dad died? Yeah, neither did I. And Bob has a son named Jack, because Kate will need someone younger than her brother to go on the Santa adventure with. Claire invites Kate Christmas caroling, but she's being a grouch and hang on, is that Tyrese Gibson? It is! Why is he in this? I can't imagine what they had to do to convince him to be in this piece of crap. Such weird casting. Sorry, where was I? Oh yeah, she's being a grouch, so Bob starts singing "Oh Christmas Tree." But that was her dad's favorite song, so she gets upset and leaves. Whose favorite song is "Oh Christmas Tree"? Anyway, Kate tells Santa that if he doesn't get her out of there, she's gonna run away. And Elf Boy hears it, so he gets some tickets to go do stuff. Teddy gets to go snorkeling, Bob and Claire get to go to Tulum for 2 days, and Kate and Jack are going to Kids Club. So the parents are going to leave their kids in a foreign country while they go somewhere else. Okay then. So Kate makes plans to fly back to Boston, and I guess the airport just lets this 13-year-old do that. So Kate goes to the airport and Jack stows away. And Belsnickel makes this giant portal.
What is that?
Yeah, that's a normal reaction to what's happening. And they get transferred to the North Pole, so now they're gonna freeze to death. But Santa finds them, but it already looks like they're dead. Santa takes them back to his workshop and Belsnickel hitches a ride, since Santa is the only one who can break the barrier. Then how did this Bobcat and the other elf get in? Once they get back to the workshop, they start taking care of Kate, but screw this other kid who's also dying. It seriously takes them like a minute and a half just to even care about this kid. Well, at least the elves still look creepy as hell, but at least the reindeer look slightly better. Santa and Mrs. Claus take them on a tour to Santa's village, but first Mrs. Claus gets them warm clothes. If she could do that, why didn't she do it while they were dying? So they take them around and show all the shops that Mrs. Claus made.
Well, if she designed this place, I think it should be called Mrs. Claus's Village.
Oh god, here we go. This is seriously mentioned like 5 times in this movie. And Santa has this Christmas star that connects the light from the Star of Bethlehem to the Borealis, which powers the village and makes the protective veil around it. I'm just gonna skip how stupid that is and move on. But while we were establishing stupid stuff, he got the star from elves in Turkey, time stands still at the North Pole, and they used cannons to make snow. Well, the kids are gonna spend the night at Santa's place because the plot needs them to, and Mrs. Claus tells them a convenient story about how Belsnickel was an elf that liked to make toys, but he was mischievous and mean. Why does this elf look so horrifying? And so he turned into a human because he hates them. What? This movie might be more of a waste of time than the first one, and that's saying something. That night, Belsnickel sends this elf to put blue powder in the snow cannons. And the Bobcat?
You take care of the reindeer.
How do you think a Bobcat is going to interpret that? Yeah, he goes and attacks the reindeer. I guess the blue stuff basically turns the elves into gremlins, because this is from Gremlins. And Elf Boy takes the star. Santa and Mrs. Claus hears what's going on, and so they go and check on Dasher, I think? I don't know, doesn't matter which one it is. They then go after Belsnickel and tell him that the Bobcat attacked Dasher.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
He told a Bobcat to take care of the reindeer. What did he think was gonna happen? And after a bunch of talking, these two fight over the stupid star and break it. God, I wish that was the end of this movie. And then they just let him leave. Now Santa and Kate are going to Turkey to get another star from the elves because I guess they can just make another one. And Mrs. Claus and Jack are going to heal Dasher and find a cure for the elves. And they make some big deal about how hard it is going to fly with only 7 reindeer, except it's not because they just do it anyway.
I'm so sorry, Santa. If I hadn't just...
Oh, no. This is not your fault, kitty cat.
This is entirely her fault. Whatever, back at the stables, in order to cure the elves, they need a certain plant that only grows on the other side of the forest. So Mrs. Claus sends this 10-year-old kid to go out where there's freezing temperature, crazy elves, and a f***ing bobcat alone to get it.
Isn't it kind of dangerous out there?
It can be, but that's true of any place.
Are you f***ing kidding me? At least she gives him some cookies that explode and give him courage, and then she sends him to his death. Meanwhile, Santa and Kate make it to Turkey, and the elves make another container for the star. And they do some ritual to get the light back. Seriously, if they could just make another one, what was the point of breaking the first one? I guess it was just a waste of everyone's time. Back at the North Pole, Jack eats the courage cookie, which gives him the courage to free climb a mountain. No 10-year-old would ever be able to do this. Then the Bobcat shows up and Jack falls off the mountain. This kid is dead. Then he scares away the Bobcat with the exploding cookie. So dumb. On the way back to the North Pole, Belsnickel puts some time travel thing on Santa's sleigh and Kate drops a star. So Belsnickel gets a star and they go back to 1990. If he has a time travel device, couldn't he just go back in time and stop himself from turning human or make sure he successfully got the star? No? Okay then. Anyway, back at the North Pole, Jake gets a plant to Mrs. Claus. And since this movie keeps bouncing back and forth, Santa and Kate are now in Boston in 1990. And Santa is worried about the Christmas spirit of the airport.
It's not good.
He has the entire city for Christmas spirit, and that's going to be every airport in the world. Why is he worried about this one? So they land at the airport, and I guess no one saw that. Santa finds Belsnickel's time travel device, and turns out it needs AAA batteries so they can go back to the present. So Kate steals some batteries but gets caught, and the security guard takes her in but doesn't take the batteries since the plot still needs them. Well, all the flights got cancelled and everyone's freaking out, including this lady, like from Home Alone 2. This is from Home Alone 2. So, we get a rehash of having a Christmas song and the bullshit of instruments coming out of nowhere from the first movie. Meanwhile, Kate is in the police area with a kid who's also a true believer in Santa. So it's 1990, and she meets someone else with the same dumb heritage. This kid is her dad, isn't it? She tells him her sob story, even though I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to tell past people future events, and so he decides to break her out. How does he have a knife in a police area, and how has no one seen him doing this? These cops are worse than the ones in the first movie. I swear the studio thinks cops are stupid. Anyway, after the Christmas song, all the flights get changed to on time, because that's how airports work. Santa uses the stolen batteries to fix the time device and tells Kate the kid's name, which is the same name as her father. Then she starts asking him facts that a stranger shouldn't know, like about what city he's from and things that she shouldn't be asking a person from the past.
Goodbye, Dad.
You're not supposed to tell past people about future events, you stupid idiot. God, I hate time travel. They then go back to the present and get the star back. Back at the North Pole, Jack has to put this red powder in the cannons, and to help, Mrs. Claus gives him a weapon. Why didn't she give this to him before? Anyway, Kate is put in the star in a tree, and Belsnickel literally tries to kill her, so Jack saves her and lights the cannon to secure the elves, and Kate puts the star back. Oh, and Dasher is fine now, just in case you care. Belsnickel's still pissed off and swears revenge. Then Santa gives him the first toy they ever worked on, which makes him, I don't know, believe again, which causes him to turn back into an elf. After that, Santa is taking them back to Cancun, and Mrs. Claus reveals that the courage cookie she gave Jack earlier was just a regular cookie with no magic. Kind of like the luck potion from Harry Potter. This is from Harry Potter.
Hey guys,
Yeah?
one last thing. Stay away from strangers in golf carts.
Yeah, remember when he tried to kill you? Once they get back to Cancun, they jump off the sleigh, and I guess no one sees these kids just parachuting out of the sky? No? Okay. Then they meet up with their parents, and Kate decides she's gonna be nice to Bob from now on, although I still don't know how they got Tyrese Gibson to be in this. And just in case this movie wasn't enough of a waste of the audience time, they sing the entirety of "Oh Christmas Tree," which is the dumbest choice for a song in a movie about Santa Claus. What a waste of time. This movie might be worse than the first one. It steals parts from other movies Chris Columbus directed, like the main character not wanting to spend Christmas in a tropical area like Home Alone 2, innocent creatures turning into mischievous monsters because of one of them like gremlins, and tricking someone into thinking a regular item is magic to help them like in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, which he didn't even direct. David Yates directed that one. It follows worse logic than the first one too. I don't know why Belsnickel needed Kate to get into the veil. It shows he's more than capable of getting onto Santa's sleigh without him noticing. Just do that. The star has such a stupid explanation too. It's the Star of Bethlehem and the Borealis mixed together? I feel like they just chose a Christmas thing, crammed it in there, and tried to make it work. Also, I hate time travel stuff. Kate went into the past and told her dad her family's names, that her dad is dead, and that he's her father. How did that not have any impact on the future? The acting is about on par with the first one. Kurt Russell is good as Santa Claus. He can show concern for the children's safety, and his interaction with the CGI characters is pretty good. Darby Camp is still about as bad as most child actors, but at least she's improving. She's better at reacting to situations realistically and delivering her lines, but there are still times where she's just not believable. Julian Dennison is decent as Belsnickel, although I feel like this character is a lesser version of his Fire Fist in Deadpool, where he's a villain who just wants to be accepted by those he looks up to and lashes out when he feels he doesn't get that. The CGI is just as bad as the first one. The elves look just as creepy as the first one, especially Belsnickel. I think it's because they used facial capture with the actor to make it look like him, but it just looks bad. The reindeer do look slightly better in this one though, but not by much. The environment effects are okay too. Tyrese Gibson must have been really bored between the Fast and Furious movies to be in this. Don't forget to do the YouTube stuff, and thanks for watching.